Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing yet another haul video because I have no self-restraint and I also like to buy a lot of books. So at the side of me I do have this lovely bag from The Works filled with, as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, a lot of books. So I'm going to be talking you through what's in there. Some of them are from online purchases, some of them are from bookshops, some of them are from my recent trip to Flint. So we're going to be having a look what's in the bag basically. Yeah, let's get into the video. Right, so I'm just going to pull these books out of this bag at random. There's no rhyme or reason to this. I'm just going to see what's in there. There is some from series where I bought the first book and I haven't bought the rest of them yet. And there's also some random ones that I quite like the look of and I've picked up along the way. So, like I say, no rhyme or reason. I'm just going to wing it. The first book I'm going to show you today is Seven Summers by Paige Toon. I've seen quite a bit about this online. It does seem like a summery type romance and summer is on the way. So I do want to pick up more romance books. I saw this in my local Tesco, thought I'd pick it up. It says on the back, 6 summers ago, Liv and Finn meet working in a bar on the rugged Cornish coastline. When a night of passion ends in tragedy, their hearts are bound together inextricably. But Finn must return home to LA. So they make a promise. Finn will come back every year, and if they are single, they will spend the summer together. This summer, Liv crosses paths with Tom, a mysterious newcomer. As the wildflowers bloom, they begin to fall for one another, and Liv starts to picture a world where her heart isn't broken each year. Now Liv must make an impossible choice, and when she discovers the shocking reason that Tom has left home, she'll need to trust her heart even more. So this sounds like a nice summery romance. It is getting warmer here, where I live in the UK, which is a rarity. So I'm going to take the sunshine while I can and get as many summer reads in while I can. So this is the first book I'm going to show you. The next book, let me do a lucky dip. I don't know what I'm going to pull out, but we'll see. We'll go with this one. Oh, next book that I've randomly picked out of the bag is Before We Say Goodbye by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. I hope I said that right. I'm not entirely sure. This is the 4th book, I think, in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. I have read the first 3. I really enjoyed them. They're nice little cosy reads. Perfect for a summer's afternoon. And yeah, I read them really quickly. Really enjoyed them. They are about this coffee shop where one seat is very special. It takes you back into the past or into the future. It's like a time travelling seat. And there tends to be short stories in these of different people that have used the seat. And each of the characters tie in together to make the full story. This one has been out for a while, but it's only been out in hardback. I've been waiting for the paperback. So I pre-ordered the paperback and this come the other day. So I'm really excited to read this one. So it says, the regulars at the magical cafe, Viniculi Vinicula, are well acquainted with its famous legend and extraordinary time travel offering. Struggling to get my words out there. Many patrons have reunited with old flames, made amends with a strange family and visited loved ones. But the journey is not without risks and there are rules to follow. Travellers must have visited the cafe before and, crucially, must return to the present in the time it takes their coffee to get cold. That's what it says about the book. Like I say, I did really enjoy the first 3, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I think I will read it pretty soon. So yeah, excited for that one. The next book that I pull out of my mystery bag is Elsewhere by Gabrielle Zevin. I read Tomorrow, Tomorrow and Tomorrow. I did kind of like it, but I struggled with it in places. It weren't my favourite book, but I could see what the hype was about. So I am looking forward to reading more by this author. And I saw this in the works, thought I'd pick it up. And the cover's quite nice as well. I like the bright colours. It says on the back, when 15-year-old Liz is killed in a car accident, she ends up in a place called Elsewhere. Here, death is only the start of your story. You can't get sick and you can't get older. Instead, you age backwards till you become a newborn baby again. But Liz wants to turn 16, not 14. She wants to learn to drive and go to college. Strangely though, Liz does find herself learning new skills and forging new relationships. Is it possible to grow up while getting younger? This one sounds quite interesting. It's a bit like a time travel-y one in a way. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to read it and see what happens, see if I enjoy it. So there's that one. So the next book I got from my mystery bag is another one by Gabrielle Zevin. It is Memories of a Teenage Amnesiac. And again, I really like the cover of this one. It just drew me in. Bright colours. It says, above all, mine is a love story. And like most love stories, this one involves chance, gravity and a dash of head trauma. When Naomi wakes up in an ambulance, she has no memory of how she got there or of anything that's happened in the last 3.5 years. She doesn't recall that her parents are divorced, who her high school friends are, and isn't sure if she has a boyfriend or not. As she gradually pieces together the missing details, she realises she may not want to slip back into life as it was before. Could she take the chance to reinvent herself? Who does she really want to be? So this one, again, sounds a bit of a coming-of-age story. Sounds like it's going to be quite easy to read, quite fast-paced. Sounds quite interesting, so I'm looking forward to this one. The next book that I'm going to pull out is one I picked up from the works. I didn't plan on getting this one. I just saw it on the shelf. It drew me in, and you know what it's like. You just pick these books up and somehow they end up in your basket and you're buying them. So that's what happened with this one. And this one is My Dark Romeo by Parker S. Huntington and L.J. Shen. I've seen this one again online, heard a bit about it but not a lot, so I'm not really sure what to expect. But I read the back and I quite like the sound of it. It says, some Romeos deserve to die. It was supposed to be a harmless kiss at a lavish Dubante hall. A clandestine moment with a handsome stranger. But unlike his namesake, my Romeo isn't driven by love, he's fueled by revenge. To him, I'm a chess piece. Leverage, his rival's betrothed. To me, he is a man deserving of poison, a dark prince I refuse to marry. He thinks I'll accept my fate, well, I plan to rewrite it. And in my story, Juliet doesn't die, but Romeo, he perishes. So this one sounds like a twisty dark romance. It sounds like it's not, I don't know how to explain it. It sounds like it's not your usual lovey-dovey stuff. It's going to be quite deep and dark. I don't know how else to explain it, but yeah, this one drew me in and I'm quite looking forward to reading it. So yeah, the next one I'm going to pull out is One of Us Is Next by Karen M. McManus. I haven't read One of Us Is Lying yet, but I do own the book, and that was the only one in the series I got, so I did get the rest of the series. I've heard good things about it, so I thought I'd pick the series up. It says, another year, another drama, a whole new set of rules. Bayview High is just about recovered from the death of Gossip's king, Simon Keller, a year ago. Now there's a new copycat in town who isn't ready to forget him just yet. A school-wide game of truth or dare seems fun, right? But this game is lethal. Choosing the truth may reveal your darkest secrets. Accepting the dare could be dangerous, even fatal. The teenagers of Bayview must work together once again to find the culprit before it's too late. So this sounds like a mystery. I do like a mystery now and again. So I'll see what these ones are like. And following on from that book leads me on to my next book, which is the last one in the series, One of Us Is Back, again by the same author, Karen M. McManus. And this one says on the back, after all, what's one more lie? Life hasn't been easy for the Bayview crew. First they had to prove they weren't killers, then a new generation had to outwit a vengeful copycat. Now it's beginning again. At first, the mysterious billboard seems like a bad joke. Time for a new game, Bayview. But when a member of the crew disappears, it's clear this game just got serious, and no one understands the rules. Everyone's a target, and now that someone unexpected has returned to Bayview, things are starting to get deadly. Simon was right about secrets. They all come out in the end. So this is the last one in the trilogy, I believe. And yeah, I picked this one up because, like I said, I picked the first one up. Really looking forward to reading it. And I just thought it would be nice to have the complete series. So my next book is another one I got from the works. It is Love at First Night. It is by Megan Clausen. It comes with a little bookmark. I've just kept it in there so I don't lose it. And look at the sprayed edges. I saw this and I had to pick it up. I haven't heard a lot about this one, to be honest. I think it's going to be a romantic comedy. Like I said earlier in the video, the summer is coming in the UK, so I do want to pick more light-hearted romances up to read during the summer. It says on the back, she's no damsel in distress, and he's certainly not wearing shining armour, but one night can change everything. Daisy Hastings has always thought she was born in the wrong era, so when she bags a summer job at the Tower of London helping to run their night school, it feels like a step in the right direction. Theodore Teddy Fairfax is a loose cannon. A disgraced distant relative of the royal family, he's tall, dark, and now, begrudgingly, helping with the Tower of London summer programme. And there's nowhere he'd like to be less. When Teddy's oath to be an obstruction almost gets Daisy fired, she declares war. But as the two cross swords, they start to discover they both need a little rescuing, and that maybe, just maybe, love can bloom, even on a battlefield. So this sounds like I say, a nice romantic comedy. I think I shall read this one fairly soon. Like I say, I'm looking at getting some more romances into my reading. I think this will be a good one to read soon. So the next book I've got is another one in a series. I'm not 100% on the order of these ones. I think it goes this one first. I've already got the first book, so I ordered the second, third and fourth in the series. I think this is the order they're in. But if not, I'll figure it out. So I've got the second book in the Inheritance Game series. It is The Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Just thought I'd double check that. Again, I got the Inheritance Games a while ago. I got that from the works. I really like the idea of it. And I never got round to picking the rest of the books up. So I thought I'd pick this one up to go with that one. It says on the back, one step forward, Avery thought that solving the riddle left by billionaire Tobias Hawthorne would reveal why he left her, a complete stranger, his entire fortune. 2 steps back, but as the cryptic clues pile up and the handsome and enigmatic Hawthorne grandsons continue to pull her in different directions, Avery wonders who she can really trust. Secrets to die for. Soon, Avery realises this game is no longer just about money and power. Now she's playing for her life. So this one sounds interesting. I like the idea of games. I like the idea of they're trying to win something. I think it would be an interesting concept for the book. I have heard it's like the Hunger Games, but I've never read the Hunger Games or even seen the films, so I can't comment on that. But it sounds really fun, so looking forward to them. Then I've got the next one in the series, which is The Final Gambit by, again, Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This one says, one last game. Against all odds, Avery has survived nearly a year of secret schemes and love lost and found at Hawthorne House. She's weeks away from fulfilling the terms of Tobias Hawthorne's will and inheriting his billions. One more player. Avery thinks she knows all the family secrets, but when a familiar face arrives with shocking news and a plea for help, it's clear that there's one last puzzle to solve. One final twist. Soon, Avery and the Hawthorne brothers are drawn into one last deadly game against an unknown and powerful opponent. This time, hearts and lives are at stake, and there is nothing more Hawthorne than winning. So again, it's another book based on a family game. I think once I get started with the series, it's going to be really hard to put down. It sounds like something that's quite twisty, and I like things that are quite twisty, so I'm really looking forward to reading this series. The next book I got, surprise, surprise, is the last book in the Inheritance Games series. It is The Brothers Hawthorne by, again, Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Who'd have guessed it? And this one says, A Family Secret. Grayson Hawthorne was raised as the heir apparent to his billionaire grandfather and taught to put family first, always. So when his half-sisters find themselves in trouble, he's determined to take care of the problem. An irresistible challenge. Jameson Hawthorne is a risk-taker, a sensation-seeker, a player of games. So when his mysterious father sets him a challenge, Jameson can't resist. Now he must infiltrate London's most exclusive underground gambling club and win an impossible game of the highest stakes. Luckily, Jameson lives for the impossible. Hearts and lives are at stake. Drawn into twisted games on opposite sides of the globe, the brothers, with the help of the girl who stole both their hearts, must dig deep to decide what each of them will sacrifice to win. So, this is the 4th book in the series. I do believe there's a 5th book coming out as well, but I haven't currently got that one on pre-order. I'll just see whether I like these ones and then buy it when it's out. But yeah, they're the Inheritance Games books I picked up. Next is the final book, and it is Funny Story by Emily Henry. I haven't seen a lot about this one online yet because it is still fairly new. I have read Book Lovers by Emily Henry and I really enjoyed that. I do have a couple of Emily Henrys on my TBR, but I would like to take them on holiday with me. So I'm saving those for my holiday. But when I knew she'd come out with a new one, I had to pick it up because I did really enjoy the book I read. It says, Daphne always loved the way Peter told their story. That is until it became the prologue to his actual love story with his childhood bestie Petra, which is how Daphne ends up rooming with her total opposite and the only person who could possibly understand her predicament, Petra's ex, Miles. As expected, it's not a match made in heaven. That is until one night, when tossing back tequilas, they form a plan. And if it involves posting deliberately misleading photos of their adventures together, well, who could blame them? But it's all just for show, of course, because there's no way Daphne would actually start her new chapter by falling in love with her ex-fiance's new fiance's ex, right? It sounds like 2 couples break up and one couple is formed out of them 2 couples. Then the leftover exes try and get back at their exes. I don't know if I'm explaining this right. And then end up falling in love. So it sounds like an interesting concept. I don't know if that made sense, but it sort of makes sense to me. So yeah, looking forward to reading that one. Again, I enjoyed the book of Emily Henry's that I read before, so I think I will like this one. Really looking forward to it. So that concludes my 12 book haul. I do have a lot to read. If you would like an updated TBR, please let me know in the comments, because I feel like I have a lot more books than when I did a TBR video last time. So I am really excited to read all of these, and I do love a new book. Who doesn't? Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe underneath. And I will see you all again next week.